Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
I know a lot of y'all still scared over this COVID thing. You talk about another wave. How clean is your crib? If it ain't clean, give us a call and we'll drop a can and make it all disappear. That's right. Some person said a long time ago and just go away. That trash won't.
It won't.
But you can make a chance of making it by calling me.
Yes.
Dispose.
Yes.
LLC. All right, y'all. Now I gotta get back to this person been rocking with me now, going on 5 years, September 15th. Change is coming around the corner, but I need to know how you're doing tonight, Craft. Tonight, how you doing, big baby?
Doing good, Jay. Doing good, man.
Still smiling, man.
Everything's lovely, bro.
I like that, man.
Yeah. I don't have too many bad days. How you doing tonight, man?
I mean, I have all kind of days.
Yeah.
I be pushing for the good days. I really do. I wake up, I don't stub my toe, nothing.
Right.
And then somebody gonna call me with that foolish ring.
That foolishness.
I'm like, why?
But see, you can't let the foolishness inside. That's the key.
I try my best not to, but it be in my ear.
Yeah.
But why is it even coming in my ear? Why do you gotta come to me early in the morning with foolishness?
You ain't gonna never stop that process. That's coming from the outside in. See, as long as you got the armor on, you're gonna be all right. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, it runs off. I must got some armor because I be like, hold on, why you calling me with this? Oh yeah, I'm sorry. They sorry, but then they keep on talking.
Yeah, they keep on asking. Right?
Can somebody help me with that?
Ain't no answer for that. Listen,
Man, somebody
they in
gotta help
need,
me.
Jay. Just whatever need, they just in need.
No.
Don't mean you gonna be the answer, but
You're
they
right.
are in need. So
Yeah,
you gotta
electric shock. That's the hell they need.
Right.
Early in the morning call.
This is just the right way to introduce our show. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And of course, we are here to share a very interesting and powerful dialogue with you tonight. We want you to participate from your seat, wherever you are, by just observing the ideas here. How would you respond? What would you do? What is your opinion? How do our stories and opinions make a difference? Really try to develop yourself through this discussion. Make some real conscious decisions about what you're going to do going forward. As a result of this is how we build the spirit. But by the time you get to that situation, you'll already have a wall built up to be able to deal with the issue at hand. So we certainly thank you folks for being here with us tonight, and we are certainly just grateful for the opportunity to keep doing this show and keep bringing wonderful ideas. We hope you love the show, and of course we always start the show off with a prayer. You know, Jay?
Oh no, man,
That's
give
my
it to
deeds.
him, man. Ain't nobody cash at me not one time yet. Oh yeah, go ahead, man.
I don't know what's up with that, man. You know what I mean? We need. Listen, I'm gonna cash app you tonight.
Again, I really care for people to more listen and pour into their own soul,
Right.
than just to give to me. I've been blessed.
Right.
The good Lord has blessed me, where I'm not gonna say I don't want any donations. I don't want anything, but I want to do things for the people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we're trying to do here in this studio that we use our own money to make sure we go back to other people, to the kids, to the community. And why? Because we carrying people. It ain't because somebody tell us to. I'm the CEO. I'm one of the ones that's sitting here on the front line saying this is what we got to do, and I'll be on the front line doing it. So I've been doing the show and doing it, and I want to keep on doing great things. So I just need your cooperation, your help, your shares, your likes. And again, we can do a lot of things together. So when I do an event, come on out. See what I do.
There you go. And let's hand this show over to the Lord. Tonight's objective is to get close to God.
Okay.
And it's kind of a meditation, even maybe more than a prayer. But tonight our focus is to get close to you, Heavenly Father. And we ask that you would be here with us tonight and anoint this show, anoint this word, and just bring something powerful here tonight. God, we know that you are so good. You are a right on time, God. You keep our feet on solid ground, and we thank you for that tonight. We ask, Father, that your love continue to guide us in all of our ways. Don't let our feet stumble, and keep us on the path of righteousness. We ask, Heavenly Father, that your intelligence would renew our minds and our understanding of this life and our walk in life. We ask, Father, that you would give us strength and allow us to keep fighting even when we don't know where we're going. We know that he fills us. He fills us with his grace and with his mercy. Even when we don't deserve it, he fills our cup to overflowing. He anoints us with our gifts and our talents to service the world and to provide for ourselves. He prepares a table before us in the presence of our enemies. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. He is our all in all, and we just thank you, Heavenly Father, tonight that you would never let us go, that you would never lead us astray, and that you would never leave our side. We thank you for in your precious name for this show, and that you would do your good and powerful work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen, amen, amen. Ooh, crap.
Amen.
You going over there, bro? You doing some touchy. Sure you ain't trying to be a deacon or something?
I'm trying to be, but I can't leave this liquor alone.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Part of it. Listen,
if
if it wasn't for my vice, I'd have been down there in the church already, bro. That's just real talk, right?
Hey,
love the Lord.
that's what we
man.
do over here.
Love the Lord.
Real talk.
And let's go ahead and cover last week's topic.
Uh-oh.
The question was, did you expect to be single at this point in your life?
The answer was no. I didn't. I didn't see myself being single at this point because I was married, and I like to say I thought I would be married forever because that's what the vows was, and it didn't work out. But I will say, looking back at myself and the mistakes I made, I can understand why I'm single now.
Yeah.
You have to take time to reflect and also understand where you're going before you start dragging other people into your life. And I like to say, we like to keep a big circle of friends. Okay, well, you might want to drop that and understand you, because a lot of times you hanging with people that ain't even understanding you, and that's another reason why your ass gonna be single and staying single is because of the company you keep. And it's almost like the altitude of where you gonna be. So if you start off a little bit smaller, control what you have around you, you might be able to see more in your future, and then you can get back to what he has for you compared to what you want.
Yeah. I never expected to be single at this point in my life. My vision for my life was always to be a family man. And to have a wife, one beautiful woman who we take care of each other and just live a great life together. And it just turns out that it hadn't been that way, but it don't mean that it won't end up that way.
There you go.
And I'm still faithful over this grand idea of love that nobody seems to be getting hold of. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me
I don't really
foolish?
think it make you crazy. It's just a lot of times people fall in love with the notion of love and they forget about the people that you're trying to fall in love with.
Yeah,
They gotta be on that same
people.
notion. Yeah, they gotta be on that same page.
Yeah.
And people will play you because they see your goodness and the fact that you want to be with one person. Well, everybody else want to play, and then they end up playing you.
Right.
Because they can't understand you because they just want you.
Right.
And that's why I feel that they fell in love with the fact of you being in love, but they're not. But to some people, I fall in love. It ain't. He got money. It's this and it's that. Well, that maybe, shoulda, coulda, maybe is what destroys you. You know, you really have to be there. If you're not there, it's okay to say it.
Yeah.
I think that's half our problem. We're scared to be honest. We're scared to be truthful with ourselves. It's like, no, because you might judge me. Well, we're judging you anyway off of what your past was and what you already did. So speak your mind. Let your spirit out, but you won't.
Yeah.
You society got you where you paid.
Yeah. One of the things we continue to talk about in this show is that nobody's healing. People are just kind of going from relationship to relationship, and I think we talked a little bit about, there are some people who just don't know that they're broken.
Right.
But they keep having the same experiences with several different people.
I didn't know I was broken for a long time, bro.
Won't quite wake up, and that'll keep you single. And
I've
ultimately,
been.
that'll keep you single. That'll keep you without significant other. Until you fix that or heal that. And so we're just encouraging folks. The healing starts with the Lord. We don't know how to fix it. We don't know how to overcome many years of bad behaviors and bad beliefs and negative attitudes, but God does. And if you start asking for some help, that you don't want to be single, you want to be with significant other, you gotta ask for just that. So I believe it was a fantastic show, man. As I went back and listened to it, just so many great ideas about really understanding myself and determining what I want, what I will and will not have, and what I will and will not put up with. There's a lot of good therapeutic dialogue there, and so would love for you folks to go back and take a look at it. We are all over the internet. Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcasts, Spreaker. What else am I missing there?
Man, I don't think you missed too much anything. Then to me, you can go to Tinder, POF, wherever you might want to date. We're gonna be there as well. And the whole thing is to find you no matter where you at.
Right. So go back and take that out. Like us, share us, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
I wanted to just take a moment, since we got a little bit of time here,
Okay, what you got?
to just talk about finding your perfect space in life, right?
Okay.
And I don't really even know where I'm going, but finding your perfect space in life is about balance with the world, right?
Okay.
It's about, you don't want to be out in front of a whole lot of people doing a lot of stuff and having to do all that, but if you're going to achieve your goal in life, you got to get out there and get it done. And so your perfect space in life is to get out there and get it done. And we're sometimes lounging on a place that is not our perfect space. It's a place of apathy. It's a place where we sit on the sideline and just wonder and hope that things are going to get done in our life, hope that our life is going to change, hope that some major event, that we're going to win the lottery, or Mr. Right's going to show up in armor and a horse. Right. We have to go and get life. That is what life is really about for us, for humanity. It's about going to get something. It's about going to achieve something. It's about going to make a difference. Not only for yourself, but for the world. And some of your gifts are not designed to help you. Some of your gifts are designed to help other people. And if you start pouring into other people, you'll find that God will start nurturing your life in ways that you just never thought possible. And so finding your perfect space is really about assessing whether you are sitting on the sideline or whether you're really getting up and going to attack life. Right? Attacking life is the measure of the day. You gotta go and get it. Write it down and go and get it. Every step that you take, I promise you, is going to be in the land of unknown. You're not going to know if it's going to produce fruit. You're not going to know if that meeting's going to work. You're not going to know if that conversation you had made a difference. But you have to keep fighting. You have to keep grinding, and you have to keep focused on your promise. Otherwise, your life means nothing. You're spinning your wheels and you're not producing any fruit for anybody, to include yourself. Wow. Time to go and get life, man. That's what we're all about in this day. If you got a gift or a talent, it's time to put it into motion, because God needs that energy. He needs that love. He needs that intention to go and help somebody. It certainly adds so much power and measure to the kingdom of heaven, which we want to experience right here on earth. And we do that by doing our part. It's all the law of karma. What you give, you get. And so if you're sitting in apathy, do something. Do something for somebody else if you don't want to do nothing for yourself.
I totally agree.
But find your space in life. Comments, Jay?
Yes, man. I like to say that's one of the things that helped motivate me to start doing some things for myself. One of the scariest things is listening to other people.
Listening to other people, yes.
Because they're not there, and we're not taught from school. School teaches you how to work a job.
Right.
It don't teach you how to get out here and start your own.
Right.
So you have to get a tolerance up to ignore the things that you're being told that goes right along with the philosophy of what school taught you as well. You just to work, but I don't care just to do that. I feel like I can do something else. And, well, you ain't go to school for it. But give me an opportunity. Well, nobody's really, so you force your way to get the opportunity. So now you get shot down, you get told, and you got to have that faith to go past that. Absolutely. And that's where everybody say, it's a fear of doing it, is because you already know it's an obstacle and you don't want no resistance. Well, there's going to be resistance in the world no matter what you do.
Yeah.
At least be happy doing what you want to do.
Right.
And I promise you that resistance was nothing compared to the resistance I was having when I thought I was happy at a job and then they let my behind go.
Yeah.
Because everybody's expendable.
Yeah.
I felt like I was doing a good job. It would never have happened to me. After 20-some years, it still happens. So now what? Now I got to start it all over and do something else. So now, why not do it for me?
Why don't you do it for you?
For I can see it and I can measure it, and if something go bad like that, I can pull away and I can do something else. But I see it. I don't have somebody having a board meeting over what I'm going to do the rest of my life because they made a decision. You just get a pink slip.
Yeah.
That is what happened. It's not about talking about a job. It's just about understanding.
Yeah, not a job or about a business, but I'm encouraging everyone who hears this program to seek life freedom. When you are an entrepreneur, you call your own shots. You go to work how long you want to go to work, right? You show up when you want to show up. You manage your business how you want to manage your business. That is about creating ownership of your own life, right? And you can do it through your own hard work, with your own passion, with your own talents and gifts. You can achieve the goal. But if you don't have that fight in you, man, it's just, it's just not gonna ever come to fruition. You gotta have fight. I always say you gotta get angry. You gotta get to the point where you're so furious, or you desire it so much that you just go. You just pick up the phone and call somebody. You go do the application. You go down there and see the people. You go and try to make yourself known. And we've known many of people to be successful. How many stories could we tell about people who gotten out of prison? They have nowhere to go, and they show up at the job site every single day for 30 days, and the boss finally say, "Go pick up that thing," and he turns out to be one of their number one employees and work hard. You got to have that fight, man. And boy, that's what we need. That's what we need in our lives. I'm going to go ahead and share with you the topic for tonight, and then we'll take our first break.
What we got for tonight?
Why is it so hard, even for people over 40, to be honest about wanting to see other people?
Hey man, somebody throwing knives or something. Somebody trying to pick
What are we talking about here?
Funky,
Why is it so hard, even for people over 40, to be honest about wanting to see other people? I don't know where that came from, Jay, but I'm very interested to get into it. And we're going to go ahead and take our first break. We hope you're enjoying the show. Stay with us. We're going to be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this. Welcome back to more Bar Talk with Jay. And it is time to go in.
Yes, it is, man.
I'm very interested to hear your
Hold on, crab. Now I'm starting to feel.
Yeah.
That you starting to feel a certain way about this situation.
No. You're my team, right?
Well, we are. But right now I feel like I'm a whooping pushing.
You come from some very unique perspectives
that was good.
that I don't necessarily understand. I might share them once you share them, So here's the question for you tonight, Jay. I'm just gonna let you open the floor, right?
Okay.
Why is it so hard, even for people over 40, to be honest about wanting to see other people?
I like to say it's a couple things. One of them is a lot of times people just have a problem with honesty, period. They automatically put other people's feelings in front of them. So instead of me being honest and telling you what I really want, I'd rather desire what you feel you want, and that's what I want. So, just to get along, but my whole thing is you're not leading at that point. And that's why a lot of people feel like you might be soft. Because again, if you feel a certain way, you should speak it. But a lot of times by you not saying it, some people don't want to push the envelope. Some people, they play safe. So if I really want something from you, instead of me asking, I'm going to talk around it. And then when they bring it up, you'll be like, oh, they're like, well, why didn't you say anything? Because I ain't want to offend you. So it sounds smooth, but the bottom line, I was scared to tell you. That's all that is to me. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, if you can tell somebody something, you just don't know which way it's going to go. That's just what happened when it come to a lie. I desire to give you that lie so I can get an outcome that I can control. People just don't realize you ain't really controlling anything. Give people the information and let them choose. I don't want them to make that choice because if they make the choice, it might not be me.
Right.
That's what they're afraid of, not being picked. My whole thing is get past that fear. Because if you can be honest and let them know this is what I want, you might find out that's all they want to. It could be just a monogamous relationship and I just want to date you. Guess what? That's the same thing she was thinking. She was kind of scared to say it too. So now she feel like you're the stronger person. So yes, I will pick that dominant, strong person to be with because he shares my views. But I'm scared to say it because I don't know where she might be coming from. She got some ratchet friends. She might be ratchet. Now you prejudging. Because of all that prejudging, I don't want to say anything. I don't know what's going to offend anybody. My whole thing is what's offensive is really your whole demeanor. Acting like you scared. Don't be scared. I mean, don't say things that's offensive. Don't be talking about her ratchet friends. Some of the stuff that they doing and the fact they got all that color in their head. Leave that stuff alone. And speak directly to you on what you really looking for. Now, 40, I don't think it's about an age thing. I think it's just about you being honest with you. I think they're saying at 40, you should be strong enough that you should be able to make some decisions to be more honest. Now, that makes more sense to me because when I was younger, I was more wild. When I became 40 before 50, I started analyzing the things I was doing, and I was doing some reckless things. Okay. So I would like to say at 40, you should be measuring, because I like to say 20, that's the screw off time. 30s, you're trying to fix your 20s. And by 40, you should be on game. Now, that is a terrible thing to be on. That's just a little small track someone had told me. But my whole thing is, you could be on track at 20. Right. So you should be even greater at 30. And when everybody else is getting their stuff together at 40, you already there, and then at 50, you to the moon. So for all the ones that's slipping, please understand, it ain't too late to change what you do. But at 40, you should be evaluating where you at. If you still staying at your mama, I ain't saying taking care of, let's just keep it real. Staying with your mama because you scared to have your own place, it's cheaper to be here. Somewhere along the line, you got to measure where you at to balance where you want to be. So I'm not talking about people that had to go back home, that ran through things. Please don't bombard me with that bull crap. Come to me real. Because none of us want to go back home, but get back on your feet and do what you got to do. Be a man, pull yourself a bootstrap, but don't cry about it, be about it. Because I like to say that's the confidence that's going to get you to that next level.
So the very first thing that you said was kind of profound, right? You basically said that honesty is an issue in a lot of people. Right?
I feel.
And sometimes that's not being honest with themselves. Sometimes that's not, that. And when you're not honest with yourself, you most certainly can't be honest with the rest of the world. Right? And so, what this topic is suggesting, let me read it again. Why is it so hard, even for people over 40, to be honest about wanting to see other people? So this whole notion is that you are meeting people and you may be dating around, but you're not letting people know you're dating around, right? That you are, you kind of playing the field, and maybe hurting people's feelings, right? Maybe.
No, I gotta defend myself. What do you mean hurting somebody's feelings? If I'm honest and I'm telling you that I'm not looking for a monogamous relationship and I'm dating.
I'm telling you, of all my years, Jay, you were the only one who I can say
I need somebody to write in right now. There's no way in hell I'm the only man that's tell people I'm just dating.
There's a few of them. But it's a small percentage. It's probably about 18 to 20%.
Well, we need more.
That's a small percentage. Everybody else is gonna be, like you're saying, playing it safe.
Why?
They're gonna be running game. They're gonna be trying to control the situation because, just like you said, they're scared.
Help me, help y'all. Quit being scared and realize if you want that job, you want that opportunity, you got to take that chance.
But here's the thing, Jay. I'm not going to support the liar.
I ain't say lie. Hold
on. Let me finish my comment now. I'm not going to support the liar, right?
Okay.
But if I ain't ready to tell you why I'm feeling, then you might not hear it for a little while.
Okay.
Even if you ask for it, if I'm not necessarily ready to tell you how I feel, you can't force me to tell you how I feel. I might feel there's something good here, but I might feel like there's something on the other side of town I need to be tending to, right? Okay. But that ain't your business right now. Right? You don't need to know all that right now until some more connection take place, because you're what you're really starting to do, I guess, to some degree, is you're starting to mislead because you don't want to. You don't want to share the realities, right? If I share the realities with this pretty lady, she gonna run. I can't share the realities with this pretty lady. We just talk to her for a little while and just get to know her. Like I said, I started out with saying I'm not trying to protect the liar. I'm just talking about the fella who don't want to divulge all his information at a certain time in life, right?
Okay.
And so, tell me how you think about that, Jay.
No, I'm telling you that safe approach is more common than what I'm doing.
It's very common.
And I will tell you all day long, and I love to fight you, I love to be filled and give it back to you. My whole thing is, if that's honest and that's more real, and that's something that I even dealt with back in the day. The reason why I stopped that is because of the outcome became worse for me, because again, they got into their feelings and then they felt misled. They felt like I should have just said it, this, that, the other. And then when me taking this stance now of dating, and dating means I date to eliminate. I date as many people as I like, and I'm letting you know I date. And I'm not stopping you from dating. You know, you can date whoever you, but my whole thing is when we come together, we have a good time. Now, we're not wasting each other's time because we're just trying to find out if we're going to be compatible long term. Now, a lot of times people feel like, no, you need to make that decision right now. You should know within a couple months if I'm the right one or not.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, why in the world I need to rush anything when I know I'm fixing myself as I go along this path?
Okay.
That's you rushing me for what? You don't even know what you're getting.
Right.
So if you take your time, you might realize I'm not even the right one for you, and it ain't a hurtful thing because we didn't do that much together, but we did enough that you know you can still look at me as a friend.
Right.
You go down that path of being in a monogamous relationship, and it's just me and you, and then I betray you by being with somebody else. You're gonna feel like it's a total waste of time.
Yeah.
So now you're regretting even meeting me or being with me. You regret knowing anybody that knows me.
Yeah.
All that is all bad. Where now I have a situation where some people walk away and they doing their own thing. They don't have no regrets. It ain't no hate because I was honest and I was on the upfront. I'm dating. And their whole thing is they was able to date too, but they didn't care for the dating because they was more into 101 because that's what they was taught. That's all they ever wanted to do.
So let me ask you this, Jay. If Mrs. A perceived Mrs. Wright, all right, you walking through the airport, dying peace. Y'all end up chopping it up in, you know, a little restaurant or something for the flight. End up, you know, talking on the other side, starting to text, get to know, At what point are you going to make her aware? Because, see, here's the thing. Mrs. Wright probably is just chilling. She probably ain't got no man. She probably ain't out doing a whole lot. She probably just on the sideline chilling, right? And when she meet who she perceives as Mr. Wright, she's going to immediately expect that, hey, you know, let's talk about working something out. Are you going to tell her right then? Well, no, I don't want to work nothing out. I'm going to keep dating other people.
I'm going to tell you right now, that's normally when I have that conversation. Not when I just meet a person.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I'm just meeting you. So it's automatically just a date.
Right.
I don't know you. You don't really know me. I don't even know if you date anybody. But when we start getting to more of a conversation, it gets to that point where she wants to know, you know, can I just come, you know, well, we just do a dinner date. Can I just come by? You know what I'm saying? You do stay by yourself. When you start having conversations like this, that's when the time when I usually let them know. I'm just dating. I'm not into monogamous relationships right now. Because again, I am doing things that's really...
The star on the question is Mrs. Wright.
Again,
we talking about somebody who you don't really want to upset the environment.
I don't, but I'm gonna tell you like this, Phil. It is Mrs. Wright. Sometimes you're gonna have to upset to understand who you're dealing with. She might be Mrs. Wright, but again, if you gotta sway her and you gotta lie to her to get her, that ain't Miss Wright.
It ain't lying.
No, I ain't saying. I'm just saying. If I know I'm really wanting to date and I'm not trying to just get everything because I'm not sure she Miss Right, I might say, no, I'll get into a monogamous relationship. To me, I'm lying to myself. If I know I'm not there, I'm lying to me, not just to her. And then I'm going to go ahead and get it because she's so fine and I hope this is the right one. That hope ain't always going to be enough for me. So my whole thing is I'd rather be more honest because even if she leaves me alone, she can come back to me. The reason she willing to come back, I never lied. I was honest, I was upfront. She didn't like that at that time. She went away. But guess what? I changed my mind. I'm getting to a position. I'm different. And I come back and I'll be like, you know something? I'm starting to see things different. I'm a little bit older and I'm trying to get more into a monogamous relationship. She would say, you know, at least you was honest and told me on the upfront so I can give you another chance. I wouldn't give nobody else one. Why did that conversation happen? Because they feel the trust and the understanding. Don't nobody want to be with somebody they can't trust. Once you feel you can't trust a person, it's done.
It's done.
Done. And that's why I feel we're ruining relationships based on untruthful acts. We saying things and acting another way. Some people say the same thing with me when I say I just want to date, but I act like I want to be in a monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
That's all I really know, but I told you up front what it was, because dating means I have more opportunity to see other people, and that's all I'm trying to say to you, but I'm not saying I'm going to treat you bad or I'm going to treat you like a side person.
Okay, all right, just check this for an example, right? You and this young lady are talking, right? Y'all have been talking for about a month, right? And it seems to her like she's your only lady, right? Because you haven't said anything. See, again, you're the only one, so I don't want to use your example, right? Everybody else is fading the situation and lying and posting up, etc. So you're starting to, you know, see her liking it's 30 days, and then, you know, by the end of the first month, you really hadn't had a chance to, You know, you hadn't had a chance to touch on or have sex with her, nothing like that. And so y'all are starting to have this heated conversation about making love and sex. And she asked you when the last time you had sex. And it was probably like, you know, yesterday or last week. You tell her?
Now, I gotta be honest on this one. That would hit both sides of the question. All I can tell you went below the belt on that one. But I'm gonna be honest.
This is
I'm
real stuff though, right?
A couple years ago, because I've not been in a relationship for a minute. So a couple years ago, I like to say, you asked me that question, I'm almost gonna tell you none of your damn business. I'm gonna be straight, blunt.
But that's the middle.
It is. But it's also telling you,
Yeah.
watch what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Because again, I ain't asked you.
Yeah.
So again, I can play that.
You can play
Now,
that.
but it's to a point now by me saying, and I've been dating for so, I've been to a point where I've been more honest, and I say yes. And believe me,
It's a quiet
been a
time.
whole, no, it's been a whole nother conversation.
What do you mean?
Because automatically they want to know, this is kind of,
Oh,
I ain't gonna say
Lord.
too much because I don't want to put no, but it became, why would you, you know,
Yes.
was it better? Like, I ain't heard that shit since
Wow.
high school.
Yeah,
But
you know,
anyway,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you get this, and I'm automatically know I have to answer some questions because they wasn't expecting my answer.
Right.
They thought I was gonna automatically say no.
Because
and my
they-
whole thing is I felt like I shouldn't have to lie to you.
No, you shouldn't have to, but y'all been talking late nights
And that's why
all kinds of stuff.
I
You know
felt
what I
she had a
mean?
right to know. And that's where
she
we
never
go
asked.
wrong.
She never asked you for a commitment. She just
Right.
see. I'm of the notion that at a certain point, early in the dating equation, you got to start being righteous. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna be out fucking around and you ain't told them, you damaging some stuff.
You can't be.
You know what I mean? And
You
so
can't
you don't even have to have the conversation. Are we a couple? It's just like we vibing. Like, you know, you got a third and a fourth party in the equation, and you didn't just tell me.
Well, my whole thing is when you have all these different equations, just be in a position where you don't have to tell all your business. I don't really feel like that if you was messing with 2 or 3 different people, that's really your business. It
Yeah.
really is. But be safe about it where another person know what you're kind of doing
Yeah,
because,
but-
again, it's wise to be safe. And my whole thing is I'm not that active anyway. But the bottom line to me is when you ask me something and I really feel like you're investigating me to figure out because you just want to see if that's me, if I am getting to a point where I need to let you know when I am, and I don't need to be scared about
Okay,
it.
yeah, that's
because
exactly right, Jay. That's
trying
the
to grow up
righteousness.
and be a stronger person than a weaker person because I really, like I said before, I got scared of where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Now I'm more like, let's get it out there and let's have that deep, real conversation.
There you go. And we're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
Man, let me tell you, it's a breakdown because again, she ain't trying to come on stage.
I don't
Okay.
mind.
Yo, man, what we're gonna bring on next? Okay.
Okay.
But I was getting her point of view from a woman's point of view, and she said one of the reasons why she was asking you questions, she kind of already knew.
Right.
And my whole thing is, well, you know, and this is what I've noticed in dating too. They do ask you questions because they do have an inkling of where you might be, but they want to know if you're honest enough to be able to tell them. And by the
That's
fact
good.
that you catch them off guard,
Right.
they're already anticipating your no answer or your safe answer. And when you give them a real direct, then they have to make their own decision. And at that point, they still can choose to deal with it.
Yeah.
Because they already had in their mind that,
Yeah.
you know, they kind of know how you were.
Yeah.
She was mentioning how she seen the person she was with, and she knew he looked like a fun person, looked like an OG, he was going to be straight. And I'll just be this person, and I'll just be quiet, and I'll be on the side. And then it evolved to a person where she felt like, I want to be his main. And when she got to that point, they was able to conversate, and now they in that kind of relationship. It can happen. It can happen with anything, but my whole thing is don't stay closed-minded because the bottom line, he showed you through time.
Yeah.
And you've seen that that's a person that you would want to be with. Not just because what he was driving, how he was, his swagger. It's actually the person.
Yeah.
She fell in love with the person, didn't even know it. She loved what everybody else will see. A person that's thriving, doing good things, strong, a decent looking young man, making some things happen. But you still gotta love the person.
Yeah. Now, let me just pose a scenario here, Jay.
Give it to me.
And I'm trying to really get to the heart of this subject tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight's topic is actually, let me give it to you folks. Why is it so hard, even for people over 40, to be honest about wanting to see other people? And so, you meet this young lady that you're talking about, right?
Okay.
That before she met this good man, she had a life.
Mm-hmm.
And part of her life was a good old-fashioned maintenance man. Right? He'd been around for some time. Right?
Okay.
Gets the job done. Don't ask too many questions. Don't try to hang around, you know. Dinner every once in a while. Good loving, and he'd been there. Right? So when she meets you, she's supposed to, well, what's she supposed to do at the point that she meets this really good man? Is she supposed to tell you? Is she supposed to give him up?
I'm gonna be very honest. I haven't met somebody like that, and I'm gonna tell you all day long. They gave me the real. I met somebody, and we was just talking, and I remember knowing a good man. You can say anything you want. You don't know if you're a good man. It takes time.
It takes time.
Define that one.
Yes, good.
But you felt good about the conversation with this person. They had a good conversation with me, and then they let me know that I got 3 different people just doing things for me. I was like, oh really? She said, yeah, I got somebody to come by and fix things for me so often. I got somebody to come by and cut my grass. They do different things at different times that I need done. So which one you gonna do? I said, I guess you gonna keep all that.
Yeah. Well, you can add a new program to the.
I added a program.
Yeah.
But I didn't do none of their job.
You fired her.
I didn't fire her.
Okay.
I didn't have to.
Okay.
Because see, a real good dude shouldn't have to impress you and tell you what to do. I'm just telling you, that's you. Do you.
Right.
But when I come in your life, I promise you, I'm not just sending people to Grady, I change your life.
Yeah.
And I don't change because that's what I want. My whole thing is I've never asked you to do anything. You do it on your own. So when they start disappearing, it was never because I asked. I feel if I gotta ask you to get rid of somebody, I need to get rid of you.
Right.
My whole thing is when you see good in me, it'll make you make change in you.
Yeah.
So when I show you me and I'm being more real,
And I'm being
and then
real
you
with
feel like I don't want them in my life because you're doing some of the other things, but I never had to do the yard. I ain't have to go do maintenance. Now she knows she called me, I can get somebody to do it.
Right.
Now what my whole thing was, I wasn't going in there like they was.
Right.
That was how they got their in. That's not me.
Right.
And I'm not gonna beat somebody else, and I'm not gonna play your game.
Right.
That game worked good for you then, and ain't gonna work good for me now, but I promise you. She stayed with me, and she ended up letting all that go. And I never asked her to, and it came in the conversation later. She was like, you didn't let none of the stuff you was doing go, but I let everything go that I was doing. And I said again,
Okay.
you let it go because that's what you chose to do. I've never asked you to. You're asking me to let it go. So please understand, by you asking me and I let it go, it'd be a regret if I wasn't ready.
Okay.
Don't force me because you got ready before me.
Right.
But the bottom line, we have to have that conversation. So she respected a real conversation where I didn't just say,
Yeah.
okay, I would just because you did. And I never asked her to.
Right.
And that's where people feel safe and they just go into safety.
But if you're expecting to be in a relationship, you shouldn't have to ask.
Well,
Right?
being honest with you,
If she gets to the point where she has to ask, she already know there's some other stuff going on, and now she's.
It was stuff going on both directions, Craft. She had what she had going, I had what I had going.
Okay.
The bottom line is she decided she wanted to stop her half because what was going on over here.
Because she was serious with, she was one serious about you.
I mean, Craft, let's just say, man, it's what my meat do.
We're not having a meat conversation.
You just say it. When you do that, it changes things.
It's talking about it comes down to self-discipline at a certain point, right?
It do.
It comes down to making a very conscious decision that this person is worth getting rid of all the other stuff that I
And
have.
the whole thing is
right?
the reason why they felt the worth. I put the meat out there to have fun,
They felt
but
the
the
worth.
bottom line is I showed them worth. I showed I was worthy too. I gave them enough love and attention that, hey, do you know something? I didn't need none of these other things. Okay. Now, when they made that decision, what made me start standing down and realize how valuable they were is because they started making moves differently without me asking them to.
They started showing their love.
They start showing that their own devotion to self. It was something that they didn't really care to do in the first place. It was something that they was doing to get by. And they didn't want to be hurt. They went through their own situation, and that right there was a safe zone for them. And they didn't have to worry about that person always being around or anything. It was a safety zone.
Right.
I'm bigger than the safety zone.
Yeah.
So if you want something better, then you go for something better. Why stay in a safe place that you call safe when the world keep going around? It ain't nothing safe about what you're doing. That's in your head. I just let them know it's more out there than what you're doing. So they gravitated, and now they're in a position where I promise you, no matter what, they want more out of anybody else because now they know how to give more. Because before they just stayed safe. That's not my problem. That was theirs. And I didn't address their problem. I never addressed a person's issue. It's up to you to realize it may change. Right. But a lot of people like to dagger at you. Oh, look at you. You all messed up. This is why. That don't help nobody. I ain't do that.
Right.
I live my life in a way that I want to live. And then they going to say, hey, I want to go with you as you go down this path, or I don't. And you ain't dragging all them help with me. Because ain't nobody coming up here doing nothing for me. They doing it for you. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to make this journey with me, yeah, some things going to have to shed off, just like I'm going to have to shed some things off.
So let me ask you this question.
What's that?
You've had a cutty buddy, right? You've had a cutty buddy, and then you met someone special. How did you handle it? Did you? Have you ever felt such a like for someone that you said, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the cutty buddy and try to see what this is all about?
Yes.
Or did you? Okay.
Yes, but I have to tell cutty buddy.
No, you don't tell me.
You don't cut it, buddy. You don't got to tell.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you deal with people and you just date. I don't have to explain. I just don't do the same.
Right.
Okay. And then they catch up on that alone. And then again, it's not that hurt feeling because more in a monogamous relationship, it's kind of easy to tell because I ain't getting the phone calls. I'm not getting that. Cutty buddy don't get all that anyway.
Right.
So now all of a sudden they notice they ain't getting no time at all. So they kind of already know.
Yeah.
So it's nothing new. So when you get the conversation is not as long because we both kind of agree that we already know where it's gonna go. We ain't no hate. So again, I ain't saying cutty buddy is the best thing to have or anything of that nature because again, you gotta have a strong conversation with that person because for them not to get in their feelings, what it tends to happen, you really got to make sure they're sure about some of the things that you're doing. So that cutty buddy and how I handled that situation, it was not a fallout. It was more like, oh, I see you doing more now. And it was a little attitude, I see you busy now. You don't got time, and it's like I always try to make time, but yeah, I do got a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
So they heard
most
that. Most
importantly, somebody else.
And they automatically kind of step back because of the fact that they know how it works.
Yeah.
And we had conversations, so it's not like that I'm gonna go knock a tire out a window, be evil because you don't feel betrayed.
Right.
And that's my number one thing. We do actions that make people feel betrayal, and I say, watch what you feel compared to what somebody say.
Yeah.
Because if I've never said that's what I wanted, and you put me in that category, then don't hold me where you just put me. And I clearly stated what I wanted. And but your actions showed me differently, but also what did I say? Because I like to say I am judged by actions and now I'm forgotten by words. And my whole thing is I gave you words on the upfront because I know where things lead to because I'm older and I'm more mature enough to know where good things go.
That's good.
And you be like, well, you don't show all that. I shouldn't show you no disrespect, period. I'm not going to do that to my main woman, to anybody that's in my corner and in my circle.
They're sensing that you are showing them that you want to be with them, that you want to be in a
I'm going to
relationship.
show you love and respect regardless if I'm going to be with you or not. For my friends, I show them the same thing. And I'm talking about lady friends I ain't never slept with that I still get the love and respect I get the ones that I had sexual intercourse with. That doesn't change. That sex thing don't change nothing about how I feel about a woman. I am strong with a woman. I believe that I should never have to disrespect them, just like I would never want them to disrespect me. Mm-hmm. And in that factor alone, it causes problems because if you act like this, that's because you really just love me. Yes, I do. I love you. but not always in love with you.
Right.
So sometimes you take it to another level that I might not be at.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. I don't feel like I ever have to disrespect you just because I don't love you like you love me.
Right. You know, the whole idea here, and just reading the topic once more, why is it so hard even for people over 40 to be honest about wanting to see other people? You know, just in the question itself, we got to think about this, that by the time you're 30, 40, and maybe even 50, you done been through a lot, right? And you done learned that it takes a long time to really know people. And so, you know, why are people wanting to be honest about seeing other people? Well, hey, it's going to take me a while to get to know you and who you are. And so I'm not going to necessarily disrupt my life, you know, because I met you. You know, we can talk about having a commitment and working through a kind of relationship, but you know, I don't want you to be betrayed if I'm talking to my ex-girlfriend, you know, every once in a while, right? I don't, you know, because I got a history and I got a past, and you know, I can't give up all of that. And you might be betrayed because I'm talking to my ex-girlfriend, right? But I've had so much fallout. I got a piece of something in somebody I had from my past, and I'm just not gonna throw all that away. There is a chance for people to say, hey, I'm not gonna get rid of my current good in life and the current people who I love, because, you know, this person has still got a long way to prove themselves, right? You got to think about it. By the time you're 50, man, you done seen some things.
I agree.
You done seen a bunch of nonsense. And
still see it.
And you might have gotten rid of some good people and lost some friends because you was trying to be in love. You know how when you get in love, you know, you abandon your friends and you don't talk to people, and you kind of let go of the world and start focusing on your relationship, and you find out that they weren't no damn good, and you done lost your friend. You know, lost your tight boy. You done lost your company. And so, you know, we do have to be careful about, you know, receiving new people in our lives. We do have to be careful about how we handle our current relationships in respect to our new relationships. You know, I'm just one that I'm not wanting to really put all the information out there. I want to take a look around first. I want to see a few things.
When
you
we
know?
come back, because we're about to go to break, I'm going to let you in on one. I actually dated an old school best friend that I never, ever messed with. I ended up messing with.
Okay, we're going to hear about that. Break time? All right. Go ahead. We got 1 minute.
Well, I can't get this nowhere near in 1 minute, but what I can tell you is this person I've known for a long time who was growing up, and she knew my brother, and we kicked it for a long time, and my brother never did anything with her, and we went away, and I ended up coming to Georgia, and coming back, and I ran into my stepbrother, and she was over, and we kicked it, and I didn't know who she was. And when we went back to her place to get a little closer, you know, something going, she mentioned one of my running partners back in the day. And I was like, oh, hey, you know him? Get out of here. And she was like, yeah, and are you Jerry? And I'm like, you know, I ain't heard Jerry so long. I'm like, yeah. Bro, she knew everything. She dated him. I mean, bro, we went way back. It was so awkward of a moment. We just both got up and none of it happened.
Because she knew your dirt, huh?
Right. Yeah. And I'm going to let you know more about this if y'all really care to hear when we come back.
We'll be right back. We're going to talk with Jay right after this.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Bar Talk with Jay.
We got a special guest in the house.
Yes.
Come on, girl, introduce yourself. Ain't like your first trip.
Yeah, this is Brittany in the house.
It's not my first trip.
We
Okay.
got a school teacher in the house. Well, it used to be.
Used to be.
Used to be.
Yeah.
But she taught everybody everything, so we want to make sure she still be in that teaching mode. But she can also sell a crib to you
I
as
definitely
well.
can. I am a realtor out here in Georgia, but Atlanta metro area. My name is Brittany Ray. You can follow me at B Ray Lifestyle. That's BRAE Lifestyle.
That's right, and she got a nice lifestyle. So you know, if you're looking for an apartment, and it's on the lower end of town, you might not want to call her. But if you're on that Bughead side, and that $9 million stuff, hey, she one of them men you might want to trust.
I can't
She-
knock it. Let's speak it into existence.
Come on
There
now.
you go. There
This
you
is
go.
what we do. So one of the things I want to get back to is what we was just talking about.
Okay.
Back to my friend that I dated, that I should have just left where it was. That's the hint. Anyway, we had a great conversation. We had great dating, but she knew everything about me, so it was easy. When I tell you that it was easy, it came to a point where she even came and stayed with me. This after I was divorced, so came, stayed, but she knew me so well, she allowed me to be me. And I was wild. I was divorced. I'm doing me. She let me do me.
She let you do you.
And when she let me do me, I promise you, I didn't forget about her, but I
Forgot about her.
Never totally, but I did.
Yeah.
I'm out doing me. She basically in doing her. She was always a quiet type anyway, but she always liked the energy I had. And I wasn't showing her that same energy no more because I'm out. I'm doing so many different things.
Yeah.
So after a while, she felt that she wasn't feeling none of the energy. She didn't ask me just to commit and do all that stuff. She just wanted the energy that she always seen that I gave.
And she
I
didn't get
stopped.
that.
Yeah, no,
She
I,
want that consistency.
right, and my consistency dropped off
Right.
because of other consistent things I was starting new to do.
Right.
Right.
I don't care who you are, how player. I promise you, it's a balancing act, and we don't always get it right. And when I got happy out there, I promise you, I ain't thinking about no balancing. I just felt I could do it all,
Yeah.
Right.
and it came back on me in a way where it ended of best friendship that I really should have kept. Some things I regret in life is when I regret the ones that was there for me. When I just wanted to be the person I didn't know to be. I'm out just doing me so I can learn more of me, and she allowed that. But then I wasn't giving nothing back to her. And that's something that she always did for me. That's something we always share through conversation and everything else. Now, even to this very day, I can still call her and talk to her, but we don't talk as much.
Right.
And I really feel like some of that is because of the things that have happened.
Right.
Now, to me, to call and say I'm sorry, I think she just wanted to see me do better. So that's what made me start changing some of the things I was doing and stop telling people things that would enhance them, and I started telling them more about me.
Yeah.
Because she was already trying to enhance me and do things for me, and
That's
then I
good,
didn't
Jay.
do right by her.
That's
And my
good.
whole thing is change what you do instead of just apologizing. Let people see what you do. So if I talk to her today, she's like, I might have heard you on your show, but I ain't never regretted what we did. I just didn't talk to you no more because you was always somewhere else.
Right.
And my whole thing
That's
is,
good. That's
I
good.
love her for that.
That's
Yeah, I
good.
thought it was a good purpose. Like, you know how you go through things and you don't know why you're going through them until, like, whenever it hits you, like, okay, so not saying that it had to jeopardize your relationship, but, you know, you got to look at it kind of a positive, too. If you never would have took that step, then maybe you would never lacked off with your relationship, and then you would never known, okay, let me change my behavior because it ended up hurting somebody I really, really cared about. So if you never would have took that step with her and you would still been with them other people, it may have took you longer to realize what your behavior was really causing because nobody you were dealing with probably made you feel the way that she made you feel.
Right.
And that's true. And I didn't know that feeling until it was gone.
Right.
You know,
So it's
and that's
gone
where
to
it
the well
can
went
be
dry. Yep.
too late. And that's why I want to tell
Too late.
people again, you got some people to be pouring in you, you ain't pouring into them. And by the time that they check out, it's too late to check back in with them.
Exactly.
So my whole thing is to pay more attention to what's with you because everybody ain't with you just for money. Well, and I promise you, there's certain people that have been in my life, and to this very day, I already know they in there for purpose. God brought certain people in my life. Other people came in my life for whatever they might have had, their own purpose. But when you know you with that one good spiritual person that time with you, my goodness, you don't want to lose that. That's the person that you're willing to offset what you do, to balance it out, to keep them. And that's why it becomes better for me to understand relationships when I have that kind of relationship. Everybody just want to be in love. My whole thing is they showed me love and loyalty before I knew what love and loyalty was. And they wasn't even trying to be in love with me like that. They just seen me having a purpose and a dream, and they wanted me to achieve
There
it.
you go. There you go. So Miss Brittany, tell us, Why do people have a hard time being honest?
I mean, I really think it's the fear of rejection.
Good.
Not being accepted, the judgment of it. And it's hard for people to be vulnerable.
Vulnerable, yes.
Like, to really tell somebody what you truly desire, no matter how they may feel about it. That's a scary situation.
Because you're about to lose them.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know, so you really have to. Living in your truth is one of the hardest things you could ever do as you become an adult, because sometimes we say, oh, I don't care what they think. You know, at the end of the day, you will reflect back like, dang, I wonder what they thought about that. I mean,
right.
You can get to a certain part in your life where it may not weigh as heavy on you as far as what people think, but you think about what people think.
Yes.
So, you know, when any type of relationship, especially an intimate relationship, you know, to be in a relationship causes you to be very vulnerable. And sometimes you trying to weigh and see, can this person be the person that I can be truly vulnerable with?
Right.
Because, you know, you may have experience. I know a lot of people have experience where they thought they know somebody and they don't know that person.
They don't know that person, right.
And you could be living with a whole stranger for 20 years of a marriage, and like they were like, hold up, what? Who is this person?
Right.
We watch so many movies about it, but definitely people go through it.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that's why.
Yeah, fear of rejection and fear of losing something, fear of hurting somebody, fear of change, fear of losing,
Fear, period.
Yeah.
You just scared.
And I love the idea. I love the idea that being in love, being in heavy like having a relationship creates vulnerability. And sometimes you have to weigh I think everybody's always weighing to some degree in their minds that if I say this to that person, if I tell them the truth right now, they might just, push me away. They might, and I don't want to take that chance. I just don't want to take the chance of pushing them away. And so I fear that they just might go south. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just going to hold back. And, that's certainly not the right thing to do. My question, I guess, ultimately here, as we engage here in the second half of the show is, how do you strengthen someone to tell the truth? How do you, but we know that throughout the world, most people are not telling the truth. Mm-hmm. We know there's a lot of lying, there's a lot of cheating, there's a lot of unnecessary behavior going on, and you're supposed to be in a relationship. Right. How do you strengthen somebody to go and tell the truth?
The only thing I can tell you is, and I just put it out there, shit. My business partner is one lying son of a gun. I don't understand why he cannot be honest, okay? But I'm not gonna just keep talking about him. My whole thing is I move away from it. He can be this way and we might be business partners, but that don't have to associate with me. And I don't have to go that direction. I've seen it countless times, but I don't like dealing with that up close. So the best thing I can do is push myself away.
Yeah.
I keep it honest. Like he can tell that lie. Some come to me, oh no.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about because he's not going to associate me with lies. I didn't build a company on lies. I don't do that. Right. I build it on my integrity and my reputation. Mm-hmm. I put that on the line every day I go to work. He don't put it on the line. I do. So when I hear somebody that's doing something that's boastful and negative towards anybody, I'm that person that's got to stand stronger than that person.
Yeah. And
that's why a lot of my people understand me and love to work for me. Not just because of who all I partner up with.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about that equation? He's very interested in protecting you kind of from his lie. Right? He's interested in protecting you from his lie, but he's doing damage all the while. Right? It's hard. It's like, okay, I don't want to disappoint Jay with this information, so but Jay gonna find out anyway within a couple of days, right. And
so
now
you tell me a lie.
Yeah, now
but you understand what happened to my trust. Right. Forget anything else that you gave me the cushion because we might have overspent and this, that, and blew the budget. Okay, but by you telling me something else, and I find out the truth other than through common sense of figuring out other numbers, these things ain't adding up. Now, my trust factor It's just like a relationship.
And it's done.
I'm having a hard time. I'm not going to feel the same. And I feel like relationships, same thing. If I keep hearing things and I'm seeing something different, I'm going to ask questions.
I'm going to ask questions. And in my case, I'm going to assess the situation and I'm going to come to a determination. I'm not going to wait for anybody else to tell me what is happening. I'm not going to even wait for input. I can see it clearly myself.
And I'm going to make change.
And I'm going to make change, and I'm going to make my statement known. And at that point, hurt feelings really ain't even in the equation.
Well, that's a domino effect, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, once you start being dishonest, it's kind of like you either going to keep being dishonest or it's just going to end up exploding.
It's going to end up exploding. Yeah.
I want to be gone
because the person who you've been
blow
dishonest,
up by yourself.
Yeah, the person who you've been dishonest with have been able to see things that you didn't know they could see.
And people are I think some people can be unanalytical, but I think like a perpetual liar is like a person that was able to pull the wool over people's eyes. So, a lot of people, they do that. That's what they do.
That's what they do.
They're good at it.
Yes.
And
yes.
they don't, they never get in a situation really too much. And if they do, they know how to get out of it.
Right.
But,
it's slick. Slick like a slick willy.
It's
right?
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Slickster, can of oil.
A slickster, yeah.
Slicker than a mug.
They can weasel their way out of
any situation.
Out of everything and anything,
I don't know. I think the true way for someone, I guess you said, to trust you enough to be honest, I mean, the only thing you can really do is just try to really lead by example.
I agree.
That's one of the things,
Yeah.
That's like
because you can't ask me to be honest, and I don't feel like you are.
Right.
You can lead by example, but they have to be seeing that.
They do have to. So you have to speak with your words and act with your behaviors. But sometimes, going back to being a teacher and then dealing with people with being in business for myself, it's you kind of have to coach people to make them do what you feel like, okay, this is the right way to do. So if you want someone to trust you, you start sharing bits and pieces of information.
Yes.
And make them feel comfortable, and they're like, okay, well, that person felt comfortable enough for sharing that information. Okay, so next time we talk about something, maybe I won't be so uncomfortable. Maybe I'll share a tad bit. And as you open it up piece by piece by piece, you would get to a place where if that's a genuine thing that you're really trying to do, you're trying to build.
You're trying to build, right?
Build the trust,
right?
Make them feel comfortable enough to share things with you. You have to start opening up as well. It's like you said, you have to take the first step. If you want to see change, you have to be the change.
Right, right.
So.
I'm not sure where I'm going here, but if they start changing. If they start changing and being a little more covert, right? Right, they can change, they can get a little more calculated. They know what you need, they know what, and so they start sharing information that's just easily for you to swallow and attainable. And now you begin to see the whole truth, but you see they're sharing bits and pieces with you. You have to ask yourself, why are they only sharing bits and pieces with me? Is there more to this story than that?
That's manipulation.
Yeah.
That is pure manipulation. That's exactly
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's basically playing off your genuine emotions and then making you believe that they are making a change, but they really just dancing around.
They're really just dancing around and really doing the same shit they always do.
In a lot of meetings, I had the same issue. And I'm gonna tell y'all how I handled it differently. I started expressing my needs of what I needed done. I didn't have to play no more of the word games of what they gave me.
Right.
We're watching videos about stuff that's not even really current to what my people are going through.
Right.
I started taking that video and I was like, okay, now I know y'all seen that. Let's get this into a way that y'all can understand it better, because what they just showed you, I understand the safety. Y'all know the safety part of it. Now I need to understand the objective of what they telling me we need to be at. Now at this point, they already know this is the level of what they hold me to. And I have to hold you guys. But listen, let me tell you what it is. And I'm gonna put it on the table because again, if y'all want to see me fired, this is what's gonna get me up out the door.
Right.
And I'm gonna put it on the line. You know why? Because my life is on the line all the time. Because I'm always covering them.
Right.
So when they sat there, they was like, "Man, they on you like that?" Yes, they on me like that, and I have to be on you guys, but I don't have to be on you guys because you got y'all covered, and I got y'all covered.
Right.
So now we all gonna work together, and if we ain't gonna work together, we need to find out the weakest link and get them out the door. Because these accidents got to stop. Man, they was hitting everything but the damn lottery.
Right.
I had this had to stop. I'm tired of them coming at me. And the bottom line, this happened, that happened, and they start talking amongst each other, and they start realizing there was mistakes being made, and there was some things that we was being careless about. There's information that wasn't being shared. It was a bad area. People always cutting out. We was going over in the area that there's high traffic. Why are we going on in high traffic? Nobody was saying that, but that's how they route it. We gonna reroute. You know what I'm saying? You got to take the initiative to help people along the way, but also put the objective out there.
Yeah.
We scared to give them the objective because they might know how to get me fired.
Right.
Man, boy, stuff.
Yeah. So listen, it's time for us to take another break. I want you folks to stay tuned. We're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to
Man.
Bar Talk.
On that one right there, man, Kraft is dead on. Sometimes you do have to say no. And I like the fact you put love on it, because I stopped putting love on it.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you just straight up. Yo, dog, hey, man, can you give me some money? I'll be like, no, bro. I sure okay. Nope. Man, come on, man. Man, let me get on my feet, man. I ain't never known you have ever been on your feet. It seems like every damn time you come to me, you always down and out, and you keep coming with the same thing. So how about I just help you out and realize I'm not going to give you anything, okay? I'm not doing it. Man, why you being so cold? Because somebody need to be cold to your ass, because all you keep doing is coming and begging, all right? I ain't never seen you out and get a job. I ain't never seen you try to do nothing, but you see I'm out here struggling, and you want to come to me, but you don't go to nobody else. You ain't pound that TV. I see that big old TV you got, bigger than the TV I got. Pound that bad boy. And when you find the struggle, then you understand why I'm not giving you mine.
Right.
Because I'm working hard for mine, and you ain't trying to work hard for it because you feel like somebody should entitle your ass. I'm gonna entitle you to go figure that out. So guess what? No. And guess what? It sound cold. And y'all scared to do it. Send their ass to me. Send them a Bar Talk with Jay. I tell them. Y'all want to keep giving away y'all damn, come give, and then y'all send it to me. Because I'm going to tell them all day long. Talking about when they come up on it. They ain't came up yet. They ain't going to come up. They going to take your money and run with it, and you're going to be shorter than a mug. Come on over here. Give your money to me.
And
okay?
they ain't going to pay you back.
Right? Why would they?
No.
Because you a sucker. I mean, come on now. Help me, help y'all. Come on, I tell him.
Saying no.
Go to Jay, let Jay say, you call me up, Jay, go ahead and tell him no. All right? And then you gotta say no. I'm gonna say, well, they be like, Jay, why you so cold? It's not about being cold. We all gotta work together. I can give and I can do a lot for a lot of people, but show me some work ethics too. I work hard for mine, work hard for yours. But if you stay at home and, well, because of the pandemic, this, that, you can let that stop you any way you want to do, but I'm still out here and I'm hustling and I'm grinding. But your pain supposed to be my pain.
Yeah.
And I'm working through the pain.
Not really. Yeah, we get it. We
Don't
get
worry.
it. Yeah.
It's just no.
So tonight, folks, we're talking about the title of our subject tonight is why is it so hard, even for people over 40, to be honest about wanting to see other people? It basically suggests that people are lying. What do you do with a liar? How do you deal with a liar? At what point do you stop a liar? At what point will you say enough is enough? At what point will you start to believe in them again? What is there, how do you deal with a liar?
Oh, we want her point of view. Yeah, we're looking at you, girl. Go ahead.
Just,
Billy Bean.
Just your thoughts.
I mean, to deal with a liar, I don't know. It's just a lot because you don't really know. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's fake.
Right.
And that's the whole issue. I don't know what's real, and I don't know what's fake.
Right.
You may really want to believe them,
right?
But at a point, if you gotten to the point where you really want to believe them, but they come with another lie, I mean, you really just gonna have to try to walk away at that point. But that's easier said than done. I feel like people know when they done, when they don't even think about it. It's just over.
It's just over. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
people got different tiers of what they can tolerate. You are a different person. You may be able to tolerate something I may not be able to tolerate.
Right.
I mean, everybody has their own level of tolerance when it comes to dealing with another human being and dealing with things that make them really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really never really had too much patience with anything when I was dating.
Okay.
I'm just like, if I see one thing, I'm like, okay, that's enough for me. And it could be like, girl, it was only, yeah, that's enough for me. Okay?
Okay.
So, I mean,
No, I like that. I like that because.
but,
Go ahead.
I mean, that's just who I was. And I never really told people what they should and should not. I mean, I might say my opinion, but it's like, as I grew up and being around, like, seeing my family and the women in my family, it's like I had to really sit back and look at everything at all angles because, you know, it's some things that could really have you doing things and acting a certain way and saying certain things because people really do have the power, especially, like, people can have power over you, especially people that lie. Like, if they can lie, they're a bomb-ass manipulator.
Yes, they're a bomb-ass manipulator.
So,
and
that's a situation itself. Not only do I got to get over you lying, but I'm like, okay, so
You
I'm
couldn't-
wrong.
yeah,
Got
right.
you second guessing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I should never put that pressure on you to make you go lie.
Yeah.
Like what? But that is the truth, and you don't get it.
They're
They
masters.
don't get it until it's really too late.
Until it's really
You really have to be tremendously embarrassed
Wow. Yes.
for you to really take it like, okay, I really am embarrassed.
right before you stop lying, right? Basically,
Before you stop dealing.
Yeah.
Dealing with the
lying.
lying, yeah.
And see, yeah,
The
dealing
lie
with the lying
has to
too.
really embarrass you to a point of no return.
Right.
You be like, I'm done.
Yeah, it has to set you outside of your own boundaries. Yeah.
Because I work with all your lies for all this time, so it's a tolerance. I can tolerate you.
Yeah.
But when you do it to a point where you lying to my mom or you lying to somebody I love,
Or it's
like
interfering with, my future or my
Yeah.
personal
Yeah.
life. Or
I
something
can't
like
do
that.
this.
Yeah.
It's just, you didn't went too far.
But
Yeah.
they know that. Liars, they know that what your tolerance is.
A liar does.
Mhm.
They start to learn you. They start to
Yeah.
understand what
That's
you
how they
will
What
do,
type
what
of
you won't
lie
do.
they can tell, how
Yeah.
far of a lie they can tell,
Yeah.
what parts of a lie they can tell.
Yeah. What not to talk about.
What-
What?
What
To tell another lie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly right. They know how to. You ever,
They remember their lies.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't
a
they?
lot of good liars remember
Ain't
their
got
lies.
nothing else to do.
That's why I'm not a good liar. I can't remember my lie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I said. And then it just
I'm
comes
not
to
a
a
good
point
liar.
where, girl, I can't even remember, did I say it, did I not say it, then I'm just stuck. I just can't say nothing.
You can't say
Because
nothing.
I'm like, I'm
Right.
going to get caught up either way. Because I can't remember if I said it or if I didn't say it.
And the person who perceives the lie can always see more than you think they can see.
Mm-hmm.
They can always. They're looking at your facial expressions. They're looking at your tone of voice. They're looking at the time that it was supposed to have been. They're looking at your attitude about it. They're looking at what you did, what you didn't do. They're looking at this behavior that you're exemplifying, and they're seeing these patterns. They're seeing these patterns of behavior. Like, okay, every time he lies, he tries to tell a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Every time he lies, he want to stop talking about the conversation.
Or you look away.
Or he'll look away, or he'll ask me to start answering questions, rather
Question
than
with a question.
question
Right.
with a question, right? And
Not getting us nowhere.
yeah,
But we would answer the question though.
Yeah.
To prove that we not lying.
right,
No,
And
it
they
ain't
come
on
in
us.
what did I even ask you? Like, come on.
yeah. One of the things I really liked that you said here is that once I see one thing,
Yeah.
you pretty much can apply that one behavior to just about every other thing about that person in most cases, right? If that's how they treat you, if they're a little manipulative, if they lie, if they sleight of hand, if they do that a little bit, that is more than likely who she is. But you might not put them out right now. You might not fire them at that point.
No.
But you'll realize that is who they are.
You know what people do though when they do that?
What?
Is see how far they can go. It's a test.
It's a test.
Okay, if this person shuts this down, okay, I can't do this right here. But if you let them know, that don't sound right, or no, I don't agree with that. Okay, this one's a thinker. Okay, so now they got to switch it up.
Yeah.
You feel
They got to come from a different angle.
Right, they got to switch it up. They got, like you said, people have to learn you, but they give you people. Come on now, we all know people send you their representatives.
All the time. Yes.
I love the representative.
Yeah.
Sometimes I love the representative better than you.
Yeah, you always love representatives.
But that's what the representative is for.
Yeah. And then when I see you, that's the person I don't like. So when you come out to be you, you done messed up to me. I should have seen you from the beginning. I gave you me. Now I gotta find out you. So I already feel betrayal.
But you know that if she tell you a little white lie, right? Or she tell you that she was in one place and you find out she was at another place. You can take that one little incident and you probably can start finding the same pattern in just about every other area. And it's unfortunate, maybe it's fortunate. It's fortunate that we have the gift of discernment to be able to apply principle to the character of people, right? Because if a person will take something small from you, they more than likely will take something big from you, right? If they can get away with a white lie, they'll probably be okay with telling a big lie, right?
They ain't get caught with the little one.
Yeah, they didn't get caught with the little. There's no accountability, right? So they start to believe that they're invincible. Right? They're invincible liars, right? But we will always see the truth, right? And so, what do you do with liars? You tolerate them for as long as you can until really shit hits the fan, or you just absolutely get disgusted. Because the reality is when you're in a position where you don't know what's real and you don't know what's fake, that your power is being taken from you. It's being manipulated from you. And now you're operating on this false ground where you thought they were for you. You thought they were in your corner. You thought they would look out for you, when all the while they were doing something quite the opposite, right? And so, once I see something, I'll have a conversation with somebody and be just as friendly and loving, coerce, cooperate, chop it up, right? And then I go away and realize that they lied, or they did some old bullshit, manipulated, said something behind my back, right? When I come back into that person's company, I'm just as bubbly as I was last time. But I'm looking at them like, you sideways, dog. You super sideways, and I can see right through you. And then after a while, I'll just drift away.
Right.
I'll just drift away like, I'm not even going to introduce any information around this person because they're going to take it and run the wrong way or spread rumors or whatever the case may be. So they don't have to know how I feel.
They don't. You just know how to move around them.
You just know how to move around them. And that's ultimately what you have to do with liars is you have to move around them.
There you go. You have to move around.
Yeah, you have to move around them. And
because if they don't, if they do not know that you know, like, they don't know which way to go. They don't know how far they can go.
Nope.
They don't know how to test you because they like, okay, is she bothered? I'm bothered. Okay, I don't know. And sometimes, basically, most of the time, that's the best way to treat them.
That's the best way to treat them. You gotta keep them in the unknown. I think.
The unbothered mode.
I'm gonna tell you all day long, one of the ways the best deal with them is that way. Yeah. Instead of confronting them on a lie, because you're gonna hear another one.
Right. You're asking for
I don't address them.
Is asking no questions. I tell you no lies.
I remember the lie they told me.
Right.
I remember you a lot better than you told it.
Right.
It's easy for me to try to catch you up, but my whole thing is that don't fix a liar. It makes a liar go another direction.
Yeah, right. They gotta go
my
stronger.
whole thing is not stay on your damn direction.
Yeah.
Because you try to lead me somewhere anyway, so I'm gonna better see where you trying to go. because I'm trying to go somewhere else. I already see it because I'm being led.
Right.
That's what your lie is, manipulating me for whatever you feel it should be.
Yeah.
My whole thing is I'm trying to see kind of where you're trying to go.
Exactly.
And I'm going to probably either beat you to it or I'm not going to meet you there.
Exactly.
One or the other. But the bottom line is we're game recognized game.
Right.
Yeah.
So the more you keep doing you, I'm going to do me.
The
And
more
at
you
the end
keep
of the
doing
day,
you,
wonder why I'm
gonna
gone.
do me.
Because
Exactly.
your ass knew from the beginning I could catch up. I'm not dumb.
Right.
Just like most time when
but
you deal
then-
with somebody,
But that's how they do. They play you dumb.
they try
Right,
to.
but
Right.
they hate it though. They hate when you do that move around. They hate when you don't conversate. Like I have so many people that I've been in the workforce with, and as soon as I catch something and I break away because I don't even want to entertain the foolishness, like
Even
they be
behind.
begging for the attention.
Mhm.
I see you wasn't
Begging.
even in that last conversation we had. What's going on? You.
Right. Or if you don't even act like they be looking at you real. Okay, so they're not even interjecting. And then they like this, is you okay today? Oh, I'm fine. Are you okay?
Yeah, because you know what the hell you said to them people about me last week. You know what I'm saying? You know
Like
what you
what's like,
did.
are you okay?
Yeah.
It's like I think people feel like they have to try to manipulate everybody they're around because really that's an insecurity.
Yes.
Because they can't really be themselves. So they constantly telling lies. They constantly trying to manipulate you. They can't be themselves. So you can't be yourself. I mean, what are you doing? You trying to play people all day long and trying to present something or try to make it seem like you trying to fit in some type of way, but you're doing it in a negative aspect.
Right. Right. And you got caught. You
Yeah.
got caught black and white. And so if a liar gets caught, what should they do? We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break.
I agree.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with our final session of Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
All right. Welcome back. With Bar Talk with
Welcome
Jay.
back, folks. Welcome back. We're going to try to wrap this show up with
luck
a
to you.
big bang. Tonight we're talking about really honesty and integrity. You know, that's the major issue here. Why is it so hard, even for people over 40, to be honest about wanting to see other people? Why do you lie about seeing other people? Why do people cheat? Why do people not tell the truth? Is sometimes beyond me. And the reality is that most of the people are not going to tell you the truth.
They might not.
And we got to find a way to get through that. We got to find a way to be decisive. We have to find a way to start discovering the truth early. We have to actually take into account what they're showing us and what we know. We have to believe in ourselves, and we cannot believe in this real or unreal thing. We have to we got to really make some adjustments in our spirit when we're operating in the company of those who are dishonest. And that's not necessarily an easy thing to do, because once you feel yourself betrayed by someone, the question is, do you address it? And if you address it, how's that going to turn out? In most cases, the liar will deny. Wasn't me. I didn't do it. Don't worry about it. You tripping, da-da-da-da-da. Make you feel bad about trying to address the issue at hand. And so we've covered so many wonderful ideas about this subject tonight. I think the premier idea that came out of it is, are people willing to be honest with themselves? And if you find somebody who's constantly misleading themselves, lying to themselves, selling themselves dreams, talking about pie in the sky and they ain't even off first base, they don't believe in themselves, they don't love themselves, you can tell easily they don't even trust themselves.
Okay.
You got to see that. And there are a lot of those people in the world, and a lot of people are not healing, so they're still hurt. There's a lot of soft people, and soft means that I can't stand in truth. I have to stand in what I want you to believe. I can't stand with telling you what really happened because I'm fearful of rejection. I'm fearful that you're going to get mad with me.
Mhm.
I'm fearful that you're not going to like me anymore, or that you're going to leave me and go find somebody else, right? Keep in mind, liars play it safe, right? They talk around it. They never talk what's real. They, they're just control freaks.
Yeah, they don't want to
Right.
deal with the truth.
They don't want to deal with the truth.
So
I
they
think-
tell lies.
I think in their world, they're speaking into what they feel. Sometimes people live within outside of reality. I feel like some liars is liars because they see things differently than we do. They don't look at reality. They look at things how they want it to be.
They have to.
And that way, I'm not manipulating you. I'm just letting you see things how I perceive it.
Yeah.
But it's a damn lie. You know good and well it's nowhere near what you're
It's a
saying.
damn lie. You know what? I got a buddy of mine, right? Guy I know, been knowing him for a few years. And when I first met him, probably the first year, it was always intriguing to be in his company because he had great stories.
Mm.
I mean, he had these super powerful stories about what he did this and how he ran that, how he escaped trouble and how he made lots of dough, and he owned this business and he backed that chick and he was this and that, and he, all of his stories were just glorified,
Storyteller.
right? Yeah, he was a storyteller. And I just happened to be relating one of them real good stories to one of our other buddies,
Mhm.
who work with me. And when I told him the other story, he said, "Hey man, who told you that?" He said, "Oh, bro, you must don't know. You can't really buy into his stories. He's fat. He's a fibber. You know what I mean? He instigates a lot. His fish keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and you can't really trust that, right?" So 2 years later, I'm talking to another gentleman who also had worked with us, and I mentioned one of my buddy's stories, and he said, "Oh, now you can't listen to him.
Oh, goodness. He
you
probably
can't pay
knew.
attention to him, right? Because apparently in his head, he feels like he can tell me these stories, and not that I go and share them with somebody else. I keep his
Right.
business, but
Right.
I've just shared a few great ideas that might have come from him, and everybody knows him as a liar. And so now I know I cannot trust anything that he says.
I got a confession. I got a
What
confession.
you did, Jay?
It's not like that, but I got a confession. When I was
Okay.
younger and I was in school, I had somebody sit across from me and he was telling this girl how big it was and what this.
Uh-huh.
And she came back and she was bragging about, "Oh no, he wasn't nothing. He ain't had nothing." Now, only thing I heard was he talked about it. He got it. I ain't getting nothing. So I'm sitting there and she telling me how he lied, but yeah, he got it. So I said, okay. So
so
lying.
she like a lie.
Yeah, lying get
Oh.
you. So my whole thing is, hold
Sure,
on,
lie.
before I this lie, when we talk about the size thing, I said, "Hey, man." So I started telling people, here I'm gonna break your back. It's nothing different now. I mentioned on the show. I'm trying to tell you. I sent your ass to grade. Nothing changed from when I learned this in school, young school. The difference between me and him, I didn't lie. He told a lie. I didn't know if you put something out, it can't happen. He lied about size and everything else, and she took it upon herself to find out, got disappointed, told everybody. Now, to me, it was a total embarrassing situation for that young man. So I said, "I'll break back." Somebody took me up on my offer. They came back and they said I did. Guess
That's
what?
so silly.
It became a simple situation where I
think
learned
that's like a lie.
that I
There's
can.
a lie, bold
Because no, I'm just saying, like somebody,
did.
if you say that, somebody know good and damn well you ain't gonna break nobody back.
Right.
So whoever played into that, they knew good and God, they just wanted to get it.
And that's what I wanted. It worked for me. My whole thing is I never knew who was really wanted because I was quiet. I kept it quiet. I started broadcasting some things. Things changed.
Silly.
My whole thing is I never took it to the degree of somebody else. I took it
Right.
on my degree. My degree of breaking back right. I'm not going to try to break your back. My whole thing was I was putting things out there because I did want some things. And things happen. It's up to you how you want to manipulate.
And listen,
I manipulated not off a lie. I manipulate off of some things I want. I'm
And
just
listen.
being real with you because I still do it to this very
I
day.
have met many of people, some of my frat brothers, who just believe that telling a woman I love you gets them what they want. And it does, I know it doesn't.
That lie is the most dumbest lie
I
ever.
can't do
Because
that.
then they be flipping out when somebody's standing outside their crib and they popping up on you at your
Yep.
house and you really
I know.
you
I don't do that.
surprised. Why are you surprised?
You told her you
You
love
told me love.
Why are you
told her
surprised?
Right.
You don't hear that come out my mouth too often.
Yeah.
I feel like a man that don't really care, in my experience, because you know women, they like the women do like to chase.
They like to chase, yes.
And I have been caught up in a chase before.
Uh-huh.
So most women like the chase.
Yeah.
So if you tell a woman, just be honest with a woman. If you tell a woman 9 out of 10, that woman, more than likely, if she really likes you, she's gonna stick around.
Mm-hmm.
You dating other women, you going out with other women, you doing whatever with other women, necessarily is not going to stop her from being with you. 9 out of 10, a woman is going to more likely respect it because now she know how she needs to move.
Right.
But at the same time, women do like sometimes not having that string attached.
Okay.
I mean, and
Okay.
men have to start realizing this. You know, they have to start realizing that honesty is really the best thing because you give people a choice. And if you give people a choice, what people feel like, I'm in control.
Right.
Everybody wants to be in control. So if you give somebody a choice, they have that control. So
Right.
the moral to the story is over 30, under 40, just you don't have to lie about what you're doing.
Right.
Because either way, a woman, if she really likes you, she don't care how many people you sleeping with. She don't care how many people you're dating. Just treat her with some respect.
And she'll keep on liking
right,
you.
and she's gonna keep on until I don't know, maybe she finds somebody that they really want to commit and maybe she'll be ready, but
Yeah, so she'll listen to your lies until she finds what she wants,
Right.
right? She
and
just
most women
might do
don't
that.
want they don't want the hassle. That's why a lot of women 9 out of 10 they don't mind because the other women can do whatever. You spend time with her, you cook, you clean, you wash the clothes, and then we just chill.
Right.
You just take me to dinner.
Right.
That's why it's so easy for men to cheat. That's so easy. It's so easy for men to cheat because the women, when you get them, they like, listen, let your man do whatever she want to do. So you really don't ever have to lie. You
Right.
just need to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to wrap up our show. This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. This is our guest Brittany in the house. Brittany, tell them how to find you again.
You can find me on Instagram at B-Ray Lifestyle. That's B-R-A-E Lifestyle. I am an Atlanta metro area realtor. Check out my page. DM me, message me. My number's on there. You can text me.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to thank you folks for being here with us tonight. We are here every Thursday, 7 to 9, Facebook Live. We're over 4.5 years. September 17th will be 5 years
Yes.
of Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
We're putting this work together just to try to edify the spirit of mankind, help people grow, help people see a different way, understand a different light about life, trying to be real and keep it real. So we just want to be leaders in our own community, and we thank you so much for being here with us tonight. We love you. We appreciate you. Keep liking, subscribing. And with that, folks, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.